Peace, peace, Chief Arifa. How's it going, Noble? He said Cohibas. This is a tall. This is a Brazilian cigar this time. You know, just enjoying the weather, man. It's just beautiful, beautiful out here. And a lot of people, they've been telling me about, the first round of Matt D's have been, this Matt D official have began to hit the states, to hit back home. So yeah, man. You know, a lot of people, they've been loving the quality. It's just top notch. It's just top notch. I sent one to a noble that's already out of the country, right? He lives in another country and he's just like, wow. Just really surprised. Are you just at Miami relaxing? Yeah, there's some nobles down in Miami too. Quite a few nobles down there, man. You know, just doing their thing. But yeah, you know, every day I'm getting these emails of people that's just, they're surprised of the quality of this Matt D, man. This thing is you know, it's really something. It's like, man, it's even better in person than it is just looking at it. I say, I know, you know, the texture of paper and, you know, just all of that, the seal and everything is just, you know, top-notch quality product, man, you know. And this one's ready for the whole world. All of them are great, right? Yeah, by now they should know. You know, if they don't know by now, then that means that they're late to the show. Quality is key. They're just late to the show, man. If they don't know by now, they're just late to the show. That's all it is, you know. But man, I think you've already got yours, right? You got the red one, right? Did you get yours? The new one? Chief Arifa, I think you got the Matt D official, right? The red joint, right? So yeah. Oh, you're gonna order the new one. All right. I know you say you wanted a red one, so yeah, I got you. I got you on the red one. The red ones are going too, but I got it put aside for you. So yeah. The red ones, I think I got, how many red ones do I have now? I probably got about 100 red ones left. Yeah, I probably got about 100 red now. Oh, you had a red one. The red one touched down, right? Yeah, the red one's fire too. Either one of them. Either one of them. You know, because I keep on getting these emails. People's like, man, I didn't realize the quality. It's like the quality looks super good in the video. When you get it in your hand, it's like on another level. You know, say fire. Yeah, I know that's right. It is fire. Yeah, so we gonna keep on moving it with the affiliates and all of that. Everything's getting getting in order the way that it's supposed to be and stuff. And Matt D Company is picking up, and we're gonna be getting off into some other things, some new things too. So there's gonna be some more products coming. Just getting the affiliates set up right now for their sales and stuff. Oh yeah, the white classic, right? Yeah. I mean, that's the study guide, Matt D. Right? That's the study guide, Matt D. And then I just wanted to make something that was something that people, if they need to put it in their, because I realized a lot of Moors with that white, when they want to put it in their pocket outside of the case, man, and because it's a hardback book, it's hard to keep it intact that way. So the Matt D official, I made that more for like, throw it in your backpack, throw it in your pocket, wherever. It just, it just stays together and just stays intact. And then the logo, it can't easily rub off because it's on thick. That's a thick coating right there, right? So the dyes that we use over here is key, you know. So we use for our printing, we use the zinc alloy dyes, right? To get the seal that perfect, you know, in high quality. Yeah, got to get our affairs together in order. That's what time it is, man. Somebody gotta be in the game to do it, you know, because you know, it's all a state of mind too. When you're making products for whole people, man, you know, there's a state of mind, and you know, like I said, my team and the manufacturers, they're on board with me with this, and if it's not up to par, they'll send it back. That's just how it goes down. They know what we want now. You know, they know what we expect, and nothing but the best for sure. You know, so everything's tuned in. But outside of that, yeah, man, just enjoying it, and you know, got a little time out of the office. I replied to some emails. I see some more emails have come in, so I'll get to those later. And you know, I just need a good break sometimes, you know. Can't be sitting down at the computer all the time, Nobles. It gets exhausting after a while, you know. And yeah, it is to be taken seriously. That's why it has to be done right. Yeah, it is to be taken serious. You know, those people that don't know and that's still trying to argue with us about our classification and stuff. I mean, if they want to be Indians or whatever, go ahead. But for all of the so-called black people that's still screaming the Indian stuff, the so-called Indians are actually getting the Matt D now. That's the thing. They don't even understand. You know, you know, people are funny, man. People are funny. A lot of the people that classify themselves as American Indian and Indians, they're actually coming getting the Matt D now because they realize that they can't enforce law, you know, being on the res and stuff, man. It's crazy. I got Apaches and Navajos and all them kind of people getting Matt D now. But you still got some of these people, the highly melanated beings in our community, they still want to run around claiming to be Tonto and stuff. It's like, man, look, you know, in law, it doesn't work. If you just talking like that, okay, I understand. But don't come talking no law talking about you an Indian. You know what I mean? They're gonna tear you a new one. For real. You know? I mean, come on, man. That's why I be telling these people, oh, you can't be a Moor. I'm like, look, man, look, I got Choctaw, Monacan and Choctaw on my stuff. I know who I am. But when you're talking about the tribes, the so-called tribes and stuff, you're talking about family names, right? That were actually states, nation states. That's all you're talking about. Right? They think that you're talking about an actual bloodline when you throw like a tribal name out there and stuff. And that's not what it is. They just don't understand. They've been misinformed and you know, they just haven't learned it. They just haven't learned it right. That's all it is. So hopefully they'll wake up and smell the coffee eventually. You know, it gets to the point to where, like I said, there's a whole different class of indigenous people out here now, because they have the right documents, right? So after a while, you're going to start seeing the Matt D show up at powwows and stuff. Don't be tripping. Don't be tripping when you see it, because you had your time. You know? You know, some of those other natives, they managed to keep the culture and some of the languages and stuff like that, but don't be tripping. There's variety. We always had a variety on the land. You know, and that's key. Yeah, the Matt D works. Yeah, and it works, right? Because we got the right filing, man. They know who we are. The founding fathers of North America were Moorish, right? Were Moorish. And then not only that, you have some of the indigenous people on the land, they're starting to get into it and do their research too and realize that, you know, some of their ancestors bought into the fraud too. That's why they're on the res and they're having situations that they're having now. Yeah. Choctaw Nation in Oklahoma, right? So you have your different, you know, there are just, even in appearance, you will find there's a lot of distinct differences with the Choctaw. A lot of them have just been highly mixed. They've let a lot of European descendants into their nations and stuff, and the people are just mixed. You say you had no problems in St. Louis. They sent you through, no questions asked. Of course, because everything is right, man. Come on. You see, Noble Drew's he's like, whoa. See, throwing up the whoa symbol on the cover, right? So some of these secret societies, when they see that, man, they just, you know, they already know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? They already know what time it is. It's just time now, man. It's the best thing in town. So you talking about making an investment for yourself? Why wouldn't you invest in your own identity? You gonna let these people continue to classify you and push you into another pandemic and all of this stuff? They deserve it. You know, it's to the point now, man. The people, if they're not willing to wake up, they deserve all of the injury that they can endure. They're not willing to wake up, right? They sitting up here trying to fight for some fiat in a form of reparations, and a fiat that's not even backed by anything, instead of getting their own resources back, right? And reclaiming the Allodial titles. You always hear these people talking about generational wealth and stuff like that, but yet, you know, they want to talk about all this generational wealth and all of this stuff, but overlook their status. You know, King Neptune, peace, Noble. Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Ain't that the truth? But you know, slowly but surely, people are finding out, and it's going to take some time, people. What we have already started, it's not going to happen overnight. Our people they're going to slowly come into consciousness. It's going to take some years. It took many decades to get the people in this state of mind, right? With all of the black stuff and stuff. And then you tell the people, hey man, a lot of your ancestors, they were lynched because they refused to be reclassified as black people and Negroes, right? So that's pretty much how it is. You know? But it's gonna take some time, people. Let's see where we are in the next 5 years, and then the next 10 years, right? It's not gonna, we got millions of declassified people on the land, and as long as we're on social media, we're always going to see and hear some nonsense. It's just how it is, you know. But anyway, it's just getting on here for a minute, just letting everybody know that, hey, I'm really thankful and grateful that people really accept and love the quality of the Matt D official. It's multilingual and stuff, and what can they say? It's in the proper form, right? It's in the proper form. And see, when you're talking about like TSA and Homeland Security and stuff, they deal with people from other countries that have a passport-like kind of like travel document. So it's the exact same size and everything, right? Everything is to specs. So it's what they're used to, right? Questions generally arise when you have something that's so different that they're not used to seeing it. But the Matt D official, it's a standard form, passport-like booklet, and that's what makes it work as well. While I'm on here, does anybody have any questions about anything? People have questions. I know. Let me see here. So yeah, the Matt D is also all out there on the islands too. Boy, you'd be surprised how many Matt D's are in Puerto Rico, and they're all out there on the islands and stuff now, man. It's something else. Yeah, the economic plan. Well, the economic plan is basically, getting something together in your community and pulling resources in the community and selling to your community and things like that, and also giving incentives. When will you receive the new Matt D4 affiliates? That should be happening soon. Some of the affiliates have already received their Matt Ds. Those that put in early, right? So I think the next shipment for the other affiliates I think it's going out next week. Yeah, it starts with microeconomics. And then if you have a business, which you could do, you could start giving discounts to people with the Matt D. Say, hey, this week or this day, I'm going to give a 10% discount for all Matt D holders, right? That inspires people to get the Matt D, and then that keeps everything together. Pretty much how the Jewish community does it, right? You give incentives to help people start doing better. Because just telling people stuff ain't good enough. You got to show and prove, and then you also have to give incentives, right? So if you make it an incentive, then people, they'll start to say, man, this thing is getting better and better and better now. I'm only going to benefit if I have something like that. I'm starting to see people actually using their own documents in the community and things like that. But yeah, definitely it's what it is. You got to start somewhere with a tool, and with the tool, you start to build your foundation for everything else. Without a tool, you can't start building nothing. Right? You can't start building nothing, man. Then you always hear these people complaining about, the man needs to take care of everything and all of that. Well, yeah, but first of all, the man should have been born into an economic situation that he could have grown into. That's the problem. So in that sense, our parents and grandparents, they failed us. So now we gotta take control of it. Yeah, the carpenter's tools, right? Yeah, I'm a carpenter. I'm in that mindset. I know that the foundation has to be right before we start doing, anything. Right? Everything has to be plumb, level, and square. Otherwise, if the foundation is not right, eventually the whole thing is going to come tumbling down. Right? You don't have no foundation going out here just depending on working for other people, because they can always fire you. They can always control you. Right? You want your respect, you got to be able to just get out and show that you're at least trying to do something for self and build for self and get your own community together. Right? We need to be police in our own community even. You know what I mean? All of this stuff, man. I remember when I was coming up, right? If children were out after 10, an adult would just, some random adult, a stranger would just come out and just be like, you know, you need to get home, right? Now you do that with some of these youngsters, they be ready to shoot you. Times have changed. You know, all respect is lost. These millennials, a lot of respect has been lost from when we were coming up. That's why I say, you know, Generation X, we kind of had the best of both worlds because we've been there, done that. Right? We can see how things have changed drastically over time. You know, but yeah, that's what it is. So for all of you all that are new here, you can go to my website, click the link in the bio, and get your Moorish American travel document. Right? People are using it all over the world. And if you don't know about it, didn't know about it, you know about it now. Just means that you're a little late to the show. That's all it is. For real. Right? Like I said, you know, I even have some superstars that even have the Matt D now. Actually, one of them wants the Matt D official too. I got to send them out the Matt D official. So you'd be surprised. I got all ages and people in all walks of life now that have the Moorish American travel document. Right? Not just people out here that's just trying to struggle and get ahead and stuff. Nah. There's a few millionaires that have the Moorish American travel document because they're not stupid. Right? You got to protect yourself in law out here and take care of your affairs, your trust, right? Take care of your affairs. If you ain't doing that, then what are you trying to build? What are you working for? Right? What are you working for, man? What are you going to get out of it? Any questions? Anyone have any questions? There's probably some new people on here. Probably new people on here with some questions and all of that. Back here in China, watermelons are popping up all over the place. I'm sure it's like that back home too. Every other corner you see watermelons here in China, man. Like this time of year, you go in a restaurant, watermelon juice, watermelon everywhere. But their watermelons aren't that big. They're smaller. They're a lot smaller than they are back home. But I don't mess with the watermelon all the time too much. It's a lot of sugar. I had a couple of slices of watermelon yesterday and I bagged off of it. I'm like, man, every time I go somewhere, somebody offering me some watermelon juice. If you drink too much of that watermelon juice, though, you might as well sit down and drink a Coca-Cola. It's a lot of sugar. It's good for your health if you drink it in moderation, but boy, I'm telling you, eat too much of that stuff, it'll get you. But good thing is I can still find them with seeds over here. I know y'all be struggling to find seed watermelon with seeds over there, huh? Yeah. Let me see here. I think we got a few affiliates that's in here and that. But yeah. Yeah, China is cool and calm, man. It's relaxing and it's a great time to be here. So any questions, nobles? Got a question, it's best to ask now because, man, my emails be going crazy. Right? I don't like spending a couple of hours just sitting up, just replying to email. I don't like to sit down too much. Peace. I don't like to sit down too much, You're sitting down at that desk, on them emails and stuff, after a while, it's just like, man, it wears on you. Got to stand up. Let me see what we got here. Oh yeah, don't forget about the for those of you all that haven't seen it, if you on the website, you go to the product section, you'll see the Noble Drew Ali passport cover, right? Those are really fire. Got a lot of great comments on that for people that have received those already, and they can also come in the jewel tassels as well. You know, so those are fire to hold all of your cards and your travel document and keep everything in one place. But yeah, you know, this is like North America's best kept secret right here. It is. Is the slot still open? There are no slots open now because I had to shut down the website and make adjustments to the coding in order to get everybody's affiliate accounts up. That's why originally I had a deadline for May 12th on that, and then it got moved all the way back to like May 22nd was the last time I was able to add somebody as an affiliate into that account, because my engineer has to go back in there. We have to shut stuff down, have to test the coding and all of that. And the affiliates documents don't take 9 weeks. They go out fast. They should be right around 21 days. How can you use the MAT-D to dismiss your court probation cases? Well, that's a question, because when you're talking about documentation, they always have to be docked, and the docs have the docs that they have in the court, the documents they have in the court, those tend to they're docked. They have a ship log record, right? So they're stamped with a date. So when you change your status, that stuff doesn't immediately just go away. But however, when it comes to like the We the People travel document and stuff like that, you can still try to challenge them on it, because they have your name in the courts and stuff in all caps. And now you'll have identification with that same name, but it's you. It's in all lowercase, which means no loss of status. Yeah, there's going to be openings. I got several people that wants to come into the affiliate thing. So I'm going to see in August, in another 2 months or so, if I can get my engineer and we can go back in there and add more people to the affiliates. I think right now we have about 45 affiliates. The system will hold 100. But every time I have to do that and shut the system down, we have to worry about bugs. And, you know, we had a bug problem with the website for a few days, just from tampering with that, the affiliates account and getting all that stuff set up. I don't want to have to mess that up again. So, you know, just know next time, you know, just be prepared. And then I'm going to give you all a posting and let you know when I'm going to be able to open that up again. Probably in August, I'm going to try to have some more people come in for the affiliates account too. Maybe even sooner. It depends, because my software engineer, he has his own company, and I have to make sure that he has time. He has time to actually mess around with that, because my website is not like some build it module that you just buy off the internet. My website is built from scratch, right? So that means when I change and I add pages and stuff like that, all of the coding and stuff has to be right and exact. Yes, it does, because with the We the People travel document and the We the People card, state national documents, it puts your name in all lowercase. That's the best way to do it, because that's no loss of status when you have your name in all lowercase. They're simply using the all caps as a straw, right? Transmitting utility. That's the difference. So some people have been able to do that because you're presenting yourself in your proper person. You're not presenting yourself as a fiction. And like I said before, what was the problem that people always had with dealing with those courts? Well, you know that all of the lawyers, the attorneys, and the judges, they have to pass the bar, the British accreditation registry, right? In order to practice, right? Because they're foreign. They're not constitutional. And a U.S. corporation is not constitutional either. This is the reason why they've been able to pull you in those courts. When you're dealing with international exchange, this is worldwide, international exchange, and you have identification, it has to be presented in an Admiralty maritime form. This is the reason why the travel document works. This is the reason why those tribal cards, and a lot of times even the national cards, have not worked because you're using land identification to try to go to battle on the sea. The courts are ships in dry dock. When you go in the courtroom, that court is on the sea. You have to remember that. Even though it looks like it's on the land, in law it's on the sea. Right? So in order to battle on the seas and put them on notice on the sea, you have to put them on notice with a sea document, a maritime document, right? That is binding to them. That's why they can be disbarred, right? The national card is really supposed to be used amongst Moorish Americans, not with foreign people in a foreign jurisdiction even. Right? In China, they have a national card. They use the national card with other Chinese for banking and identification and stuff. But when they want to use identification with someone that is not a Chinese national, they use a Chinese passport. The thing is, in America, there's a dual seal to the government there, but the other seal is de facto, but they're still on the sea. You think that they're on land. Right? And Moors have been taught to go in there and fight them with nationality cards, and they've been getting, they wrong document. Right? And this is one of the reasons why Noble Drew Ali told the Moors a long time ago, that national card is going to change in your pocket. Why? It has to change at some point. If you really want to be able to deal with that statutory jurisdiction in their courts, because they're not on the land. That's what you have to understand. They appear to be on the land, but they're not on the land. They're on the open sea. Right? So if you don't have a travel document when you're dealing with them in law to showcase your status, you're already at a disadvantage because you don't even have the right document. This is the reason why they can keep pinning those bonds on you. You think the card is just, and I'm this and I'm that, and your tribal card and all of that. And it's like, nah, wrong document. Because the original documents that they have on record in the court, they put them together with brass rivets or thread. See, this is threaded together. The pages in this booklet is threaded. It meets the Admiralty maritime jurisdictional requirements. That's why the Moorish American travel document and We the People travel document is so important. It's the right kind of document to defend yourself. Right? The national card helps when it's among us. People have also used it in the public, but that signifies that you're an heir to the estate, just like the Moorish American travel document. You understand why it's so important? If people really understood the importance of what it is that I have right now, I would never have any left. I would have to have 5 factories producing this document right now. Right? If really understood how beneficial it would be to their life. But nah, you know, they'd rather go out and go buy some LV, you know, or some red bottoms or some other stuff instead of putting a investment in their status. Right? Right? I mean, honestly, it's what it is. You keep messing around with this stuff, they're going to mess around and chip you. Because at this point, you don't own yourself right now. If you don't have the right document, your property can't own property. That's why they always give you mortgages. Right? No matter how much hard you work and what you get, right, you're just a tenant. Even when you buy the car that you bought and you pay cash for it or whatever, you're still just a tenant of that too, because it's registered with the registrar under the DMV under a fiction, all caps, and that transmitting utility makes you property, and property can't own property. So what are you working for? Right? People don't understand. People, when I hear all these people talking about economics and getting your finance together, and then they're not talking about correcting your status, I know that they're all the way off the platform. Leave those people alone. Right. Fraudulent conveyance, yeah. Right? Fraudulent conveyance. You know, status is where it's at. Right? You're not going to get a Chinese to be walking around with some Japanese corporate identification. Our people are still happy. They really think that they are U.S. citizens and part of that jurisdiction. And they're absolutely not supposed to be. But, you know, you own up to it. If you want to contract with them being a legal fiction, that's up to you. Right? Those people, they're not above the law. They make you think that they're above the law. You see? So, you want to win a war, everybody throw their corporate identification in the trash and properly identify themselves, and the battle is already won without firing a single shot. That's all it is. You can't do business if there's no law in the land that says that you have to carry their identification. If they don't want to do business with you, okay, none of the Moorish Americans are going to do business with y'all. What is that going to do? Hurt their industry, right? The whole damn economic system would collapse, right? So at some point, you know, we got to band together just like the Jewish community and force their hand. How do you do it? By being in your proper status. Because then they're going to be like, man, there's so many of them in their proper status. If we don't accept their documents and stop calling these people black and all this stuff, we ain't going to have no business. What are they going to do? See, the only thing, the elite, not all, but the elite European descendants on the land that's controlling stuff understand is when you hit them in the pocket. Talking, they don't care nothing about that. Yeah, you are not compared to join an associate. Exactly. Human Rights Article 20. You see? So, you know, that's just real talk right there. Right? People are missing out. Their focus is on other stuff. And, you know, they're late to the show. Right? So now here it is. You know, it's just like now, think about this. Right now, if you want to buy a Rolex in America, I heard they have like a 6-year waiting list to buy a Rolex, right? Why? Because the Rolex now is really popular and people find value in it, right? So many people want the Rolex. What's going to happen in the future with the Matt D? How many millions are going to have to get on a waiting list to get this? Once they start waking up and be like, man, we're late to the show, right? What kind of waiting list is there going to be? You see? We're coming in late to the show. Yeah. That's how things are when things are in demand. Right? A lot of people don't even know, simply too, because I've been shadow banned and I don't have the same outreach because I'm the manufacturer and I'm over here in China. That's why I have the affiliates program. Price will go up, not necessarily. Not necessarily the pricing will go up for the Matt D. That's not what I'm interested in. The only way the price will go up even more is if the dollar, it depends on the strength of the dollar in the international market, which right now BRICS is trying to get rid of the dollar altogether. So I don't even know how long, I don't even know how long, people need to go ahead and try to start getting their affairs in order now. We don't know. You might have to use some Mexican pesos to get the Matt D in the near future. These other countries like China stuff, they're starting to trade. Saudi Arabia is starting to trade their oil for Chinese renminbi now. What are you going to do when the dollar is not king anymore? Right? So that's a huge thing, a huge consideration. Something that you really have to think about, how things are changing. I don't accept crypto because I can't use crypto here. The whole crypto thing is controlled by them too. If I could use crypto, I tried, but China doesn't have they don't have the crypto system. There's no way to lawfully make the exchange here, right? And the reason China is doing that is because, and I understand, is because the crypto will kill the strength of the renminbi here, right? So China's already in a good place with their own national money. It took them a long time to get strength with their own renminbi. So why do they want some foreign crypto to come in and start challenging their own national currency? It doesn't make sense. I understand why they do that. Right? For us, it would make it more flexible for me to receive payments and all of that stuff. But when you're talking about the national side, the national aspect of it, the national side of things, the crypto thing would not be the right move, right? To be honest, right? Just makes things change, So that's it. If you're late to the show already, click the link in the bio, go to the website, correct your status. I'm telling you. Your ancestors would have wished that they had this opportunity so long ago. I'm telling you. Many of our ancestors died because they were reclassified and pushed into these fake statuses, and our people are still dying to this very day because of it. How many of our people, millions of our people, are in jail right now simply not just because they committed crimes, but also because they're in the wrong status and they had no way to defend themselves, right? Yep. So, genocide. Yep, claim your estate while you still can. And remember, there are strength in numbers. That's what this whole thing is about. Strength in numbers. See, now they're starting to see the Moorish Americans are coming proper now. They're not coming with those tore down looking cards anymore. Right? There's a whole new brand of Moors now that have new documents. All those other Moors with those cards, those are the ones that have been trying to flee the police and all of that other stuff. That's not what we're about. I don't tell people not to get a driver's license. That's not what Nine Feathers doesn't teach that. I teach you that if you feel that you need a driver's license, sure, get one to protect yourself and your family. Because you know that some of those policy enforcers are out there belligerent. But what I do tell you is to take control of that straw and to copyright the straw and to make the proper moves with the executive letter and all of that stuff, so that you can always prove that that particular straw is not you and is dead. Right? But I don't push people out there and say, hey, go ahead. You should be driving without a driver's license. That's not what I teach. Some of those other Moorish camps, they teach that. Right? With all of these belligerent policy enforcers out there and stuff, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to let my wife drive around without a driver's license if I was there. Just on the fact of just how belligerent some of those people are. They're just itching for a reason to shoot you, right? So that's not part of what I teach. I don't teach that like some other Moors. They're just gung-ho about it, got their baby, their wife in the car and stuff like that, and they want to just take a chance. Not intelligent. If you follow the processes that I've already shown you and the documents that I have in the mock library and stuff, you having a driver's license and contracting with them with that fraudulent driver's license even does not stop you from being a Moor and carrying out your private activities with your Moorish American travel document and your own Aboriginal Indigenous trust. It absolutely does not. The Moors in the past, they didn't have the right solution for you. So in order to make themselves look intelligent, they had our people out there doing dumb stuff. That's all it is. They didn't have this. Right? They didn't have this. So they were like trying to send people out there, to fight against a damn grizzly bear. Right? It's like, look, man, you're not going to be able to fight that grizzly bear. You know what I mean? You better have some heavy artillery and some deer slugs or something. You're not going to be able to fight that grizzly bear on your own like that. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? You mean tell me you're going to take a chance with that? Nah. Use common sense. Right? Use common sense. So for those people that are adept in knowing how to travel according to the law, without a driver's license and things like that, that's your decision. And there are plenty of people that do that, but that's not what I teach. I teach you to navigate your own ship, right? If you know how to navigate your ship that way, then you're the captain. You navigate it that way. But Nine Feathers is not going to tell you exactly how to navigate your ship. I'm going to provide you with the tools to help you build and navigate your ship. That's what I do. Right? I'm not going to have people's blood on my hands, and stuff like that. I don't want these Moors that come get my documents to be screaming outside of trucks at policy enforcers and stuff like that and threatening them and stuff like that. It's like, man, you have to use common sense. Noble Drew Ali says, speak to them in an intelligent tone to get a favorable reply. Right? You don't speak to them in an intelligent tone. What do you think these people are going to do? Right? The police department was put together by the Ku Klux Klan. What do you think? Who do you think you are, man? Right? So I don't teach people to go out there and threaten policy enforcers and stuff like that. Right? You have to respect the people that's out there, even when they're in the wrong and they're in that particular position. There's a certain way to talk to people. And, you handling the situation properly can help you live and get back to your wife and your children. Right? Use common sense. Right? And after a while, they see us with the documents that we have, and they say, okay, those Moors that have that stuff, they're not even in the same frame of mind as what it was before with this other stuff. Nope, they ain't going around claiming to be Moroccan Americans crossing jurisdictions and stuff. Those are not those type. And actually, TSA and Homeland Security, they know that now. They're beginning to see that. They know that when they see the Moorish American travel document and stuff, they know that. Why? Because they watch me. They watch what I teach you. Right? They watch my Instagram and stuff. They know that Nine Feathers is not telling you to go out there and disrespect them. They know that I have the TSA pre-check on my website to tell you to go to the TSA and let them know about your status in AA 2221 in AA 222141 registration number and that. They know that I teach you the right way, that I don't just send you out there to, you know, to have you be belligerent and you know, cursing people out and stuff. That's not the way that we roll. We don't roll like that. We just don't. Right? That's not intelligent. That's not showing good character either. Right? So you're in front of these people, just act like you got some sense. They'll respect you. After a while, anyway. Right? So does anyone have any questions? All right, so I see it's all good. So yeah, nobles, let me go ahead and enjoy the rest of my sunny day here in these parts. And, you know, just note that, you know, it's here, right? It's here. And even got your indigenous language on the back, your Cherokee, right? So we all good. We rolling. Doing what we do best. You're welcome. You're welcome. Right? Treat others the way that you want to be treated. That's the golden rule. Right? You live by that, then, you know, you'll be all right. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. All right, nobles. So thank you all so much for joining. Peace and love, peace and paradise to all.